Let's get right into it. What if the biggest threat to your peace of mind wasn't something obvious like work or money, but the invisible soundtrack playing around you every day? From blaring alarms to the low drone of city life, the sounds you barely notice are quietly hacking your brain, mood, and even your memory. Today, we're unpacking the strange science of how ordinary noise can secretly mess with your mind and what you can do to reclaim some calm. Number 7. The stress alarm waking up wired. There's nothing like that heart-stopping jolt from your morning alarm clock. But here's the catch. That sound does more than wake you up. It launches you straight into fight or flight mode before you even open your eyes. When a loud, abrupt noise hits, your amygdala, the brain's threat detector, fires up, releasing a cocktail of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes, your muscles tense, and your body gets ready to run. From what? Just your phone's ringtone. The problem is, that chemical surge doesn't just disappear after breakfast. It lingers, shaping your mood, your focus, and even the way you react to annoyances all day long. Over time, if your mornings always start with a blaring siren, your brain gets stuck in a cycle of hypervigilance. You're primed for stress before you've even had coffee. Tomorrow morning, notice how your day changes when you wake up to something gentle instead of a blaring alarm. Number 6. The office noise trap focus under siege. Imagine you're working in an open-plan office, phones ringing, coworkers chatting, printers whirring, someone microwaving fish for lunch. At first, you might tune it out, but your brain doesn't dalages. Unpredictable background noise, especially the kind you can't control, acts like a silent tax on your working memory. Studies show that chronic exposure to office noise doesn't just distract you, it actually raises your baseline stress hormones. Your brain, designed for survival, spends energy tracking sounds, making sure you're safe. That means less bandwidth for focus, creative problem solving, or remembering where you put your keys. Over months or years, this constant vigilance can sap your energy, blunt your motivation, and even impact your mental health. What's wild is that humans aren't built for constant unpredictability. Your attention system loves calm and steady backgrounds. Think soft wind, a babbling brook, or low chatter. But the relentless buzz of office life, or even working from a noisy home, can gradually dull your cognitive edge. If you want to level up your focus, try experimenting with background sounds, noise-canceling headphones, or even periods of quiet. Your brain will thank you with more clarity and creativity. Number 5. The Misophonia Mindfield. Let's get real for a second. Have you ever been driven up the wall by someone chewing loudly, tapping a pen, or slurping soup? You're not alone, and you're not just sensitive. Some everyday sounds tap into a neural response called misophonia, triggering intense emotional reactions like irritation, rage, or anxiety. Scientists are only beginning to understand why certain brains react so strongly to these trigger sounds. It's not about volume or logic, it's about a deep brain circuit linking sound and emotion. For people with misophonia, even a small, repetitive noise can hijack their mood, concentration, and social life. The worst part? The more you try to ignore it, the harder it gets to block out. Recognizing your own sound triggers and communicating them honestly can save relationships, sanity, and a lot of awkward dinner parties. Number 4. City noise urban living, shrinking brains. Now let's crank up the volume. City living, traffic, sirens, jackhammers, neighbors arguing through thin walls. These aren't just annoyances, they're shaping your brain, day after day. Decades of research show that people who live in chronically noisy environments have higher rates of anxiety, depression, and even cognitive decline. How? Chronic noise triggers your brain's stress response, flooding your body with cortisol. Over time, that hormone erodes gray matter in areas tied to memory, emotion, and executive function. In other words, the soundtrack of the city can literally shrink your hippocampus, the brain's memory center, making it harder to learn, remember, and even process feelings. Children growing up near highways or airports score lower on reading and memory tests. Adults have a higher risk of heart disease, sleep disorders, and burnout. But it's not just the volume, it's the unpredictability. Your brain never gets a break, always listening for the next threat or disruption. Yet, there's hope. Even short breaks from city noise, a walk in a quiet park, a weekend trip, or meditative moments in silence can start to undo the damage. Brains are resilient, and the benefits of a little quiet can ripple for days. If you live in a noisy area, find your moments of escape. A little quiet goes a long way toward rebuilding your resilience. Number 3. The low-frequency fog, the sounds you don't notice. Think about the steady hum of your refrigerator, the buzz of your AC, or that low drone from city traffic outside your window. Low-frequency noise is everywhere, and while you may not consciously notice it, your brain and body definitely do. This kind of background sound is linked to disrupted sleep, headaches, and higher baseline stress. Some studies even suggest it can trigger phantom vibration syndrome, that feeling your phone is buzzing when it isn't. These subtle vibrations keep your nervous system on edge, interfering with deep rest and making you more irritable over time. Your ears might adapt, but your brain is always listening, processing, and reacting. Try unplugging or turning off noisy electronics at night and see how your mood and sleep change after a week. Number 2. Notification Nation, the scattered mind epidemic. Here's a modern problem. The soundtrack of your day isn't just traffic or conversation, it's your phone pinging, your laptop chiming, and your smartwatch buzzing every few minutes. These digital notifications don't just annoy you, they're rewiring your attention span. Every alert delivers a micro hit of dopamine, training your brain to crave the next interruption. Over time, this fragments your ability to focus, making deep work, creative thought, and even relaxation harder. You start to anticipate pings, check your phone for no reason, and struggle to finish tasks without checking your notifications. Your brain gets trapped in a feedback loop, addicted to the unpredictable rewards of each new sound. Neuroscientists are starting to link this ping culture to rising anxiety, digital burnout, and even long-term changes in the brain's focus and impulse control centers. When every sound signals a potential reward or threat, your attention is always up for grabs, and your mind never truly settles. But the solution isn't all or nothing. Taking control of your notification settings, blocking out quiet times, or even leaving your phone in another room can reset your brain's attention circuits. The payoff? More focus, better moods, and the rarest commodity of all, peace of mind. If you want to reclaim your attention, experiment with a notification detox. Even a single day of silence can feel like a deep breath for your brain. Number 1. The power of intentional silence. After all that noise, here's the twist. Silence is more than golden, it's healing. Neuroscience has discovered that true quiet isn't just relaxing, it actually boosts brain growth. Moments of silence stimulate the growth of new cells in the hippocampus, helping with memory, learning, and emotional resilience. Quiet lets your mind process and consolidate information, solve problems in the background, and recover from sensory overload. Even 2 minutes of silence has been shown to lower blood pressure and stress hormones. The catch? Real silence is rare, so you have to create it intentionally, whether that's a walk in nature, noise-canceling headphones, or turning off your tech for a while. A little silence each day is like a reset button for your mind, giving you space to feel, think, and recharge. If you found this breakdown of the soundscape as eye-opening as I did, hit subscribe for more stories on the science of everyday life. Remember, your mind is shaped not just by what you think, but by what you hear, so tune in, tune out, and give yourself a little more quiet. And the next time a sudden noise makes you jump or you crave a moment of calm, know that you're not alone, and that a little peace and quiet might just be the best thing you can give your mind today.